Today I am bringing you a ton of Valentine's Day DIYs using very inexpensive pieces that I'm finding out at the Dollar Tree. These are my top projects that I know you're going to love, but make sure you are subscribed and hit the thumbs up button. I am going to be posting a bunch of brand new content coming up soon, so make sure you stick around. But let's go ahead and jump on into the video. First, always save a couple of these bags. They are so handy to screw in the top of a jar lid to create like the grid or little holder for some fresh flowers. Now I'm using a wide mouth mason jar, going ahead and painting that a fun pink color, sanding it down, and then screwing this little bag into the top. Now these are usually the bags that like onions, avocados, potatoes, or like fruit come in, and they have the perfect size holes to really hold up those stems perfectly. I screw it in the lid and then trim all of the excess away, and this only took a few minutes to put together, but it's going to make a huge difference holding your bouquet upright versus it falling down to the sides and not looking as full. Looking for the silicone molds for each season, and these did not disappoint. These mini little hearts. One of my favorite things to do with these are to fill them up with hot glue and use them just on different things. So for this, I filled them up with some hot glue. I like to have my heat gun on a high setting or a high temp glue gun so that the glue does kind of melt together and it's not separated. And then I let these settle and go ahead and do another little coat of them just to fill them up. You can even dip your finger in like cold water, or even like a silicone tip if you have like a finger protector, and push it down into the mold tightly. But these turned out really good. I decided to let them completely cool down, push them out, and then I cut off the extra. I tried to sand it down, but you really need to take scissors, and if there's any extra on the back of the heart, go ahead and cut that away, and then sand it a little bit, and I created some really fun thumbtacks. So many things you can do with these. You can use it in like scrapbooking if you do really thin hearts, or decor projects, but I love how you can just have an endless amount of hearts just by creating these little hot glue ones anytime that you need them. So sanded them down, I spray painted them with some gold paint, and then hot glued a thumbtack on the back.
You win.
In the crafter square at Dollar Tree, I picked up just some frames that were just out for everyday crafting. So these are not like part of the Valentine's decor section, so hopefully you can find these all year. But I grabbed those as well as some of this pouring medium. I recently used this in a Christmas video and I loved it so much, so I knew I had to try it out again. But this time I am mixing it with some different shades of pink. So I'm using just these apple barrel paints that I picked up from Walmart in different shades. And this darkest pink was a little bit thick, so I really had to stir it, which made it a little bit more thick, pouring it onto the frame, but it still worked out really nice. So all you have to do is mix 1-to-1 ratio with the paint and the pouring medium, and then into a separate cup, you like stack up your paint. So kind of make like a messy pour them into each other, and then like layer up the colors, but don't stir them together after you get all of the colors poured in there, and that's not going to let them blend too much before you get them poured on top of your frame. I did elevate the frame just a little bit, so whenever I pour this, it will run off of the edges. And I thought this looks so beautiful. You can see the whites mixing in with the pinks, and I'm just trying to carefully let it kind of run off the edges. It'll wrap around the frame, so the sides will be covered too, and just trying to create a really fun pattern. So kind of rocking it back and forth just a tiny bit so that none of the runs are just too long. And then I thought this was so pretty. I had another frame from Dollar Tree, so I got that out and tried it on this longer one, and this one had a lot more pink. I should have remixed all of my paint together, but I just tried to use what was left over. But it still turned out really pretty, but I did try to kind of stack up some whites and pinks, adding in some more of that pouring medium just to make sure that this had like enough color and pattern and texture to it. These look really cool whenever you spray them with like glossy spray paint, and they're super shiny, so you can go ahead and do that before you move on any further. But I did want to share with you that the back did get messy. It stuck to the paper whenever it was drying, and a lot of the paint went back there, so I did want to cover that up, especially if you are giving this as a gift. So I'm taking some gray chalk paint and covering that over. And then for the second frame, I had this really big You and Me sticker from Dollar Tree that I thought was really cute. I weeded out the little excess pieces in there and then stuck it down, but I think this was really fun, adding in a cute little picture and the sticker. This was super easy to put together, and like I said, would make a great gift. Just something about this sign caught my eye. I love those little metal pieces on the edges. I shared this in a recent haul, but I figured they would easily pop off, and they did. So I just used a little Cricut spatula. Anything would work, but pop these off. And I had this fun idea to kind of make like a film strip frame, if that makes sense. So I want it to look kind of like a vintage film strip, but I want the edges to be in this gorgeous like little heart pattern. So I thought it would be really cute to go ahead and just get everything a base color black, but I want those hearts to really pop off, so using a little bit of ribbon to put behind it. And I had like this older like silver fake leather ribbon that I got from Dollar Tree, but any will work, just even if it's a piece of paper, just enough to make those hearts show up. Now I really wanted this photo frame to hold a 4x6 and not put anything bigger in here, so I knew a little bit of the background was going to show, so I just covered that with some of my black vinyl from the Dollar Tree, cut that down to size, put it back in the frame, and I just taped this in place. It looks so gorgeous and a perfect gift idea for the perfect couple. If there's one thing that I suggest to grab out of like the kid or toy section, that is picking up any style of puzzle. I like to go ahead and just mix it up and get like ones with larger pieces as well as the smaller pieces. The larger the number of the puzzle is, the smaller the pieces you're going to get. Now I didn't realize at first that I was getting like circular puzzles, so that kind of plays a role in this, but I'm pairing the puzzle with one of these wire heart wreath forms. Now Dollar Tree is really doing good with these wreath forms. Mine was fully stocked with all types of shapes and sizes, but I knew I needed a base to hold on those puzzle pieces. So the first thing I did was wrap it with some burlap ribbon, but I knew I wasn't going to be able to glue enough of the puzzle pieces on here to fully cover the heart, so I did brush on some white to just lighten it up and make it blend in a little bit more. So this is where I noticed after I was opening these that the puzzles are more of a circular shape. I didn't like that. I wish they were like square or rectangular, so the puzzle pieces would have been more square. So I did just kind of cut the curves off of each of these little puzzle pieces so that I could paint them and they would still look really good and kind of flow together more than having like half circle shapes. So I laid out all of my puzzle pieces and just kind of quickly went over them with some white chalk paint. These will dry really fast, but I didn't even wait for these to fully dry. I just went ahead and started gluing them on the wreath. You could even maybe attach the puzzle pieces first and then paint afterwards. But even on the second layer, when I got out the smaller pieces, I didn't even like try to paint them very well at all. I wanted a lot of that brown showing through and just kind of fit these smaller ones in between the larger puzzle pieces so it didn't look so choppy and it looks like it was meant to kind of like flow together. And then using some of this $5 Dollar Tree Plus ribbon that I got on sale, I'm making a quick bow. If you want to know how to make this bow, just double click backwards. All I was doing was crossing one piece of ribbon and you just double knot it with a piece of jute twine and you get the perfect bow every time. I attach that to the top and this makes the perfect door hanger or wall hanger. Just hanging. I did more of a neutral color, but this would also be pretty done in pink or red. know a lot of you all enjoy whenever I put together signs to decorate your home with just for $1. I actually found this Christmas sign half price, so it was 50 cents after Christmas, and then I found that gorgeous metal cupcake, so that inspired this whole thing. I was so excited to paint one of those, so I just started by painting my board white, intentionally leaving a lot of the brown showing through, but I do go ahead and sand this just to give it some texture and create those gorgeous lines, and this will just keep the background busy and make the sign look a lot better. I'm going in with some of my pink chalk paint and painting the top of the cupcake. I really didn't know what direction I wanted to go whenever I got started, but I knew I just didn't want to paint like super bright colors and make it look kiddish really, so I'm still kind of being a little bit subtle. I do add in some hot pink sprinkles a little bit later, but I'm just keeping that soft color just to, I don't know, match my style decor more. But here I am sanding this down, and I do go over the edges to let more of that brown show through. I also had on hand one of these infinity wreaths that had the love sign on there. I took my wire cutters, and I'm not cutting it, I'm just breaking it off of the metal frame, but I thought this would be a really fun way to get that love word so that I can hot glue it above the cupcake. I love whenever Dollar Tree puts out this pink ribbon. I feel like it just is the perfect color. So I'm folding that over the edges, adding in a little bit of hot glue, and love how I got to add that to the bottom just to give it extra texture. And then I do put a coordinating bow at the top, as well as attach the love sign with some hot glue. You do have to be careful there. It doesn't want to touch the sign in a lot of places. So I did try to fold it as flat as I could, and then reattached a new jute twine hanger. So I don't try to go overboard for Valentine's Day, but adding in cute little signs and stuff like this into your normal decor just looks really pretty and helps everyone feel, I don't know, all festive for February. Next up, I was so excited to find so many different gnomes in my Dollar Tree. Usually these are gone like first thing when they're like these bigger pieces that I want, but I am pairing these with some of these little hearts, or they're kind of bigger hearts. I feel like these are the perfect size for those gnomes to like hold in their hands, and I wanted to make them look like conversation hearts. So I go ahead and paint them, and then I do use my Cricut, but if you don't have a Cricut, you can always use just stickers. I even paint stickers, I have in the past, if I don't like the color of it, and then go ahead and just apply it to the hearts. And I kind of like gnomes. I'm not like gnome crazy. I don't have them all over my house. I think they're really cute for like outdoor spring projects. But for these, I kind of wanted to set them in a set of 3 so they're not just randomly placed. So I went ahead and cut out hugs, kisses, and be sweet. And I feel like my purple and green was a little bit off color for the real conversation hearts, but I still think they looked really cute together. I just glued them down in place and grouped these as a set of 3. Instead of just purchasing like random flowers at the Dollar Tree, I like to actually stand there in the aisle and put them all together, making different random bouquets for each season and holiday. So I wanted to make a really cute Valentine's season. Now I'm going to be using some of those smelly little packages that you find at like Kirkland's. These specific ones actually come from like At Home, and I think the Dollar Tree has them out sometimes. I just couldn't find them. But a really fun hack is to actually put them in the bottom of like fake florals or faux florals, so that it will still smell up your home really nice, and they're kind of hidden away, not going to spill anywhere. So I love this trick. I took a glass container, painted half of it pink, and then I found this really fun self-adhesive ribbon. To be honest, I did not know it was self-adhesive when I purchased it at the store, but it worked perfect for this. I just hot glued the last piece to really hold it down in place, and then using the fun bouquet that I put together in the store, I'm going to remove the tags and just slide them down into this vase, and this just is a super simple 5-minute craft, but smells incredible and really makes your home feel so cozy without worrying about burning candles. I had shared this in a haul before, but I picked up one of these $3 heart pieces. I definitely feel like it was worth the $3 in the Dollar Tree Plus section because it would have took that much to recreate this. So I just thought it would be fun and easy to make this over. So I took one of the metal pieces that say you and me off of a different heart sign. I attached it to the biggest heart, but I didn't like later on how the red like matched the pink flowers that I put on it. So I do go ahead and cover those over. But I love these little felt flower kits Dollar Tree's putting out. I found this fun pink color, but they also had some in white. These are perfect for crafting. So I just glued it as well as a couple of the leaves to the top, put some clothespins on the smaller hearts as well as a little wooden heart. I picked up this mini pack from Hobby Lobby, and then using like a metallic paint marker, I just went over the you and me just to kind of get rid of the red and make it fit a little bit nicer with the pink. I glued it down in place and then just cut up some cute scrapbooking paper just to put in place where those clips were. You also could add photos or anything that you would like, but this is a really fun piece that would look cute on an entryway table or any shelf type thing on the wall. But I love this, and I don't know, I just think it was really fun. I found these little picture holders at Hobby Lobby on clearance for 79 cents, and Dollar Tree is always putting out like little seasonal pieces that has these same wire hangers at the top of them. I've picked up like unicorns and little jars from Dollar Tree, so keep an eye out for them. But since I found them on clearance at Hobby Lobby, I just thought I'd go ahead and pick them up. And as I mentioned before, you can just pull the hanger off of these words and set them on the shelf, but I thought this was a fun way to really dress them up and just add in just something extra special and a cute way to display your photos. All I did was take my drill, put the tiniest little drill bit in it, and then I was able to push these little wires down into the words. So I tried to put it in places where the wire wouldn't show through the bottom. So like I didn't want to put it in the beginning of the L because it would show through, and I figured it might make the word kind of weak. So I tried to angle it the perfect direction so it went into a solid piece. And I ended up dipping these down in E6000 just to make sure they weren't going to go anywhere. Thank you guys so much for checking out today's video, and I'll catch you in the next one. Happy crafting. Bye.